Hello, Meadowview families. This is Lisa Provost and Jackie Brand. As you know, we're the Meadowview school counselors. And we just wanted to spend a few minutes and share with you some of the things that we're hearing when talking to families like you, to parents in all sorts of different situations due to this COVID pandemic situation and distance learning. We found that many people have different struggles and different stories and different ways to deal with it. And we thought it'd be kind of cool to have a conversation with you about what we're hearing and to share some of those great ideas.
Yeah, absolutely. I want to talk a little bit about some of the feelings that I'm hearing from a lot of parents that their kids are having. And the truth is, our kids are kind of on an emotional roller coaster right now. They might be feeling sad because they can't see their friends at school. They might feel mad because they feel cheated, maybe out of spring sports or some of the events that would normally take place at school or in the community every spring. Some of our children are feeling really anxious that they or someone that they care about could get sick with COVID-19. Um, for our younger children, a lot of them are kind of feeling confused, right? For those of you that have maybe younger elementary kids or toddlers, they don't fully understand why they're not able to play with friends in the neighborhood. I've got 4 kiddos of my own, a 5-year-old, 2 3-year-olds, and a 6-month-old. And my 3 oldest boys still, even though we've explained again and again, feel very frustrated and confused when they see the neighborhood kids playing in their own yards. They don't understand why they can't just run over there or have them over like they typically did a few months ago. Also, for a lot of us, there's huge changes in routine, right? As a parent, you might be out of work. You could be working from home like we are. If you're an essential frontline worker, you might not even be able to see your kids, or you might not be able to see them as much as you really want to. And these changes in routine really can diminish a child's ability to just cope with everyday challenges. We know that when our kids are stressed, they have changes in behavior, right? Somatic symptoms like stomach aches are really common. I'm hearing a lot about that, especially for the kids that are feeling maybe anxious or worried about everything that's going on right now. For your younger children, especially, you might notice that they cry easily or get upset and kind of seem to be overreacting over small things because of the stress. Sometimes even kids' appetites can change. For those of you that have older children or teens, you might even see that they're isolating more. Perhaps they seem kind of glued to their phones or their iPads or their video game device. For older kids, you might even find that they want to spend a large portion of their day in bed, and it can just be difficult to motivate them or motivate our children in general to just go do fun things or play outside.
Yeah, I think those are all really interesting signs, Mrs. Brand or Jackie, because we're seeing across the board all different things, aren't we? I know that feeling in me, because I'm a parent too, I have some older kids, but my instant thing that I want to do is I want to wave a magic wand and help their feelings change. What can I do to fix this? And I think I just right off the bat want to remind us all, Jackie and myself and all of you, that it's not our job to make the fear go away for our kiddos. It's not our job to fix their sadness. We can't. We want to, but we can't. But what we can do is we can help them manage it. We can help them kind of learn to tolerate uncertainty, right? Like ways we can do that. Number one, every kiddo, all ages, wants to be listened to. We can ask questions. We can be really direct about pointing out about ways we're noticing how they're acting or how they're feeling, and ask them about that. Talk to them. I think the bigger thing for me is sometimes I have to keep my mouth shut and really focus on listening. Listen to what they're saying. Give them space. Once we hear them say things, to say, you know what? Hey, man, yeah, I get that you're feeling that way. Instead of saying, oh no, how about this? This is a good part and you'll get to go do this. No, don't always reassure them that it's all better. Just normalize it. Like, yeah, maybe let them sit in that sadness a little bit, and help them understand that, hey, it is okay to not be okay right now. And we're going to get through this, but it's hard right now. I think that giving them a little bit of space, teaching them some activities maybe that they could do to get some of those feelings out. And for younger kids, it might be playing with different toys with them, activities to do side by side. Your older kiddos, maybe journaling, writing out what they're feeling. Encourage them to write in a daily, like kind of diary or journal, or to draw or to color. Just different ways that maybe emotions can come out if they're not up to talking or even knowing how to say what they're feeling. Um, I just think it's important that we validate what they feel and we say, you know what, this is normal. And we reassure them for where they're at, but not promise them like, oh, everything's going to be great. Because that doesn't really solve anything right now. We can't control the situation, but we can control how we deal with things. So reminding them that they have power. What are you already doing in this situation? You look at you, we're already social distancing and you're handling it really well, or you're already keeping yourself healthy, or you're already keeping in contact with your friends virtually or through different experiences. So remind them what they are doing to control the right here and now, and not so much of looking way into the future and feeling that. But most of all, just remember, you guys, you can't fix it. I can't fix it. Jackie can't fix it, but we can be with them where they're at.
Yeah, that's really good advice. Some of you might find like your kids are in quite a funk and you kind of want to dig them out of it. There are some things you can do as a family to kind of encourage your kids to put down the iPad or to come out of their bedroom, like even doing a family game night once a week, or maybe doing a puzzle, or just kind of something you don't normally do. Our family has been cooking a lot, so we took out a cookbook and we've just been trying new recipes. Most of them my toddlers and preschoolers spit out, but it's been fun just to make the things, to do something different. I'll also say, because our kids are spending a lot of the time on their iPad with distance learning, just trying to think of some non-screen activities for them to do when they're not doing their schoolwork can be helpful. I say, like, kind of brainstorm ways to go back to the 80s before we had video games and Netflix and all these things. I mean, think as a kid, if you went to summer camp or spent time at a grandparent's, what were the fun things you did outside? Is there some type of musical activity, arts and crafts, just kind of pushing yourself to do things you might not typically do. If you have the ability, just finding time to go on a walk with your kids can be really helpful. I talked to one family that they've been loading the kids in the car once or twice a week, and they just drive somewhere new. They've been going to like local lakes in the area, and this family got a state park sticker, and just kind of driving through and seeing new things they found is kind of fun. Even talked to a family that pulled their car into a parking or a kind of a bench area out in the wilderness, and they had popped some popcorn at home. They put a movie on in the van, and the kids sat and they said they were watching a drive-in movie. They just kind of, just to do something different, I think can kind of be fun. And I realize this isn't always possible for all families. You're all in very different situation, but just maybe sit down with your kiddos and have them help decide, hey, what's something fun we can do this weekend that we can still social distance, but just to give the kids something to look forward to, because there's a lot of monotony for all of us in kind of this social distancing and either working from home and all these changes in our routine. I will say that I know there can be a lot of pressure too to entertain our kids a lot during this difficult time, but not being afraid to say, you know what, guys, turn your iPads into me. Go play in the backyard for an hour. Go out there, get some fresh air. Can be helpful.
Yeah, great ideas, Jackie. I guess I want to also say, along with what she brought up, is that there's a lot of great ideas out there, and I know that you have them, but sometimes it's not possible. I guess I want to leave you with, like, we got to give ourselves grace too. In talking with parents, I hear several of them saying, like, I just don't know how to do it all, or this isn't working, or I can't keep up with everything. And you know what, you guys, just like we said with our kids and telling them it's okay that it's not okay right now, you need to tell yourself that too. I need to tell myself that. Jackie needs to tell herself that. You parents, that we're doing the best we can, and that's okay. Right where we are is where we are. I realize that some of you are working, like she said, so you're trying to manage time, and you can't always have these great activities every day. Maybe it is once a week. Some of you might be out of work right now, and wow, I mean, the stress of not knowing, kind of your future, that can be really overwhelming. And then trying to be like everything's okay with your kids. That's a really tough task. So I guess I just want you to think about and encourage you, what can you do to find ways to recharge and validate your own feelings, get them out, calm yourselves, and help yourself just get through this. We can't go over it, we can't go around it. We just are going to have to go through this. And some of the ways you might manage it, it might be really different than somebody else. It might be that you need to walk by yourself. It might mean that you need to take a bath or listen to a podcast that's uplifting to you, or you journal. Find something that works for you. It might be a spiritual side for you where you listen to um, a message from somebody that's uplifting, or there can be all sorts of things, but find something for you and give yourself that time every day and give yourself a break. And even validating that with your kids. Like, you know what, you guys, man, you're feeling sad. I'm feeling sad too. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to journal, and encourage your kids to find what they're going to do and maybe process that together. I mean, we're all growing through this. You guys are doing amazing things. We're doing something new every day, aren't we? We're learning something new. We're trying something new. We're managing something new. We're dealing with new families. Wow, give yourself a break. I know that I work with some kids sometimes, and we talk about being resilient, and we are resilient, Meadowview. We are way resilient. And we use the example of a Super Ball, and I give them all a Super Ball, and I'm like, okay, drop the Super Ball. And what does it do? It bounces back. You know what? We are bouncing back. We are dropping because there are things that are tough, but we're bouncing back. And maybe it's not fully back up high. It's going zigzags and jags and rolling off to the side, but we're still bouncing. We're learning as we go. And I just really want to encourage you to just be like, I don't have a magic wand. I'm gonna get through this. These are some of the ways I'm gonna cope with it. These are someone I might need to talk to. But you got this. You're doing awesome. Give yourself some grace.
Yeah, absolutely. We also want to remind you that you're not alone. You can reach out to Lisa or me. We also have a family support worker, Tara. If you're struggling and you feel extremely overwhelmed, or maybe you're noticing some extreme changes in your child's behavior and you're worried about maybe depression or anxiety, most mental health clinics are continuing to provide services virtually too. So if you need any help getting connected to any of those services, you can always give one of us a call too. You'll see our contact information at the end of this video. But we just wanted to share some of these ideas that we've heard from parents. Wanted to share the love because this is a really hard time, and it takes a village. We need to continue to help one another. Well, thank you, Meadowview families.
Bye, you guys. Thank you.
Take care. Stay healthy.